Hey everybody. Oh my gosh. Echo. There we go. Hey everybody. I hope you are doing well. Thanks so much for joining the live stream. This music's loud. I'm going to turn it off. Thanks so much for joining the live stream. Today, I'm going to be talking about ElevenLabs mostly. I watched this great video by Eric Voss. I should probably bring it up if I'm being honest with you. On the Deep Dives channel. By New Rockstar. Is it just called Deep Dives? Did they snag that name? Did they? No. Did they? Did they? No. Okay. Deep Dives, Eric Voss. There we go. So.
Let these deep fake clones.
Eric Voss, one of my favorite like movie commentator YouTubers, though they definitely spoil things way too fast. You have to assume maybe they're still better about this. Maybe it's just taking me a long time to watch movies now that I have 3 children. But I feel like if you don't watch the movie like the release weekend, it's all bets are off. Spoiled. Even worse for streaming. If something's on streaming, it's spoiled like the next day. Anyway, but so that's New Rockstars. Over on their The Deep Dive channel. Eric Voss clones himself with artificial intelligence to see how good it is. I'll just say, like, I've seen these these video clones. The video is not good. What I am most interested in for today's purposes is leveraging AI tools for podcasters. And so the first thing I'm going to do is try out this ElevenLabs thing where I will try to clone my own voice and we'll see how it sounds. And then I'll probably, if there's enough time at the end here, I will show you CastMagic, which currently has an AppSumo deal, not a sponsor, not paid promotion. Just an interesting tool that I came across thanks to Jay Klaus and a few other people, Yangsu Chun. Oh my gosh, Yansu. I've never said your last name out loud. If you happen to be watching this for some reason. If you are here, if anybody really is here in the chat, let me know. Say hello. Tell me where you are coming from. I am streaming on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. So I'm back on Twitter. I don't know if I mentioned that last week. I'm back on Twitter. I have a blog post about it. I knew I would write this blog post. Yang Su Chung. There you go. Sorry, Yansu. I knew I would write. I knew there was like a, I don't know, 50% chance of me writing the I'm back on Twitter blog post when I wrote the I'm leaving Twitter blog post. And yes, I did. I wrote that blog post. So I'm back on Twitter. And I'm streaming there right now. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so at jcasabona. I'm at jcasabona on most social networks. If you're on Mastodon, if that's your speed, I'm joe at goodhouse.fun. I set up my own Mastodon instance because why wouldn't I, right? And then if you are interested in more podcast workflow tools, I do have a new newsletter dropping next week called Podcast Workflows over at podcastworkflows.com. Now, the last thing I'll say here is if you are watching on YouTube and you enjoy what I'm doing, you can send over a super chat or a super sticker and the lights behind me will blink some color. I think the color depends on the donation. So if you want to send me $1 or more, my lights will blink. Thanks to IFTTT, which will be the subject of a future live stream, I think. But for now, let's get into ElevenLabs. Okay, so one of the things that I learned from Eric Voss's video is that in Mission Impossible 3, Tom Cruise clones Philip Seymour Hoffman's voice, and so they had a poet write what's called a panphonic poem, which is a poem that includes apparently every what is it, like every type of pronunciation, I guess. Um, so he wrote this poem. And this is one of the things I'm going to record and upload to ElevenLabs. So if you're interested, ElevenLabs, I'll put it over in the chat here. This is a tool that will clone your voice. So I signed up. I'm here in the voice lab. I can create my own voice. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up. I'm going to do it in QuickTime because QuickTime is probably the least opinionated of my recording setup, at least. So we'll do a new audio recording, levels. Make sure we're using the right mic. We are. I'm going to read this panphonic poem right here on the live stream. I'm not much of a poet or a poet reader, but let's see. So I guess I'll read it. I'll read it first, not just read it as I'm reading it, you know? Okay, so the pleasure of Sean's company is what I most enjoy. Maybe I should put on my New York accent. He put a tack on Miss Yancey's chair when she called him a horrible boy. At the end of the month, he was flinging 2 kittens across the width of the room. I count on his schemes to show me a way now of getting away from my gloom. That's nice. Okay. The pleasure of Sean's company is what I most enjoy. He put a tack on Miss Yancey's chair when she called him a horrible boy. At the end of the month, he was flinging 2 kittens across the width of the room. I count on his schemes to show me a way now of getting away from my gloom. The pleasure of Sean's company. All right. So we'll save this to the desktop. Panphonic poem. And then I also have like a lot of other, what I'll probably do next is like, I have to give it at least 3 samples. And so I have like various sponsorship reads, like shorter samples and things like that. Okay, I guess I got to pay for this $5 a month. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll pay $5 for this. Subscribe. I reckon I don't know. I don't need to put any of that in there. Okay. Oh, and it's $1. Okay. Yeah. So we'll do that and then create reminder. Cancel voice AI thing. Unless it's useful. Here's the thing. I probably won't because I'm working on a part of the reason I'm doing this for the live stream is I'm working on a what am I working on? A course for LinkedIn Learning about generative AI tools. So sweet. I love Raycast. So I'll probably use this for at least the next few months. Okay, great. And so I can upload instant voice cloning. Perfect. Joe Casabona. So we'll get the panphonic poem. Of course, I exported it in the wrong thing. Audio files. That is an audio file. Am I going to have to reread this? This is dumb. Let's see if I can just drag it. The pleasure of... Okay, fine. The pleasure of Sean's company is what I most enjoy. He put a tack on Miss Yancey's chair. That poem's probably going to be stuck in my head now, if I'm being honest with you. All right. So now we will find a couple more examples. We'll go to how I built it. Bits is going to be a good place, right? Because I just have like a bunch of samples there of me talking. Okay, can't be larger than 10 megabytes. View as list. They're all bigger than 10 megabytes, whatever. This one's not. This one's not. This one's not. That one is. Okay, so those are within the right size. That one also in the right size. Okay. And then I'll also get some of the ad reads from the main show or the promos, etc. Where it should be in needs editing, right? Oh, well, yeah, here these are. Those are very similar. And one more. Are they in production? No, they're definitely here. Oh, bumpers is where they are. Okay, that's good. Yeah, okay, let's make it an even 10. So automate and then show intro. Both good. Okay, great. Labels. What's a label? Accent. American New York. Late 30s American male with a slight New York Italian accent, smokes cigars, kind of stuffy. I hereby. Okay. Cool. Did I just like lose all that? Oh man, that's really frustrating. What? Ah. That's stupid. Okay. Well, let's try this again. That's insane. Anyway, all right. 1, 2, 3. Four, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the panphonic poem. Right, which I have to apparently drag. Okay. Late 30s male, New York Italian accent. I guess capital, all capital. What else did I say? Slightly stuffy nose, cigar smoker. I just had something else I wanted to include there too, but I can't remember what it was now. Overweight. I don't know if that affects voice. What else would I include here in labels? Gender. Male. Sure. Add voice. Let's do it. I don't know how long this is going to take, which is why I have like other things planned. No comments coming in. I don't know if anyone's watching. Anybody watching? Is anybody out there? Guess not. Let's go over to Twitter. I know on YouTube and Twitch, comments come in. Is it done? Is it done? Okay. Well, I guess in typical fashion, let's use AI to generate a script. Create an intro for my podcast, The Profitable Podcaster. In it, I talk about how podcasters can automate, improve their workflows, make money, and grow their audience. I have been a podcaster for over 10 years. Okay, cool. So that'll do. I'm your host, Funa. You can see my face, right? Where I've never used this before.
Welcome to The Profitable Podcaster, the show where we explore the strategies and tools that can help you automate your podcasting workflows, monetize your content, and grow your audience. I'm your host, Joe Casabona, and I've been a podcaster for over a decade. Join me as we dive into the world of podcasting and discover how you can turn your passion into profit.
I don't think that sounds like me. Let's kick down the stability.
Welcome to The Profitable Podcaster, the show.
Nope, that's so bad. Y'all, this is not great. I mean, you tell me, right? You are hearing me talk, and you're also hearing the AI, right? You can hear this. Let's try this. Let's set it to the default again and regenerate it.
Welcome to The Profitable Podcaster, the show where we explore the strategies and tools that can help you automate your podcasting workflows, monetize your content, and grow your audience. I'm your host, Joe Casabona, and I've been a podcaster for over a decade. Join me as we dive into the world of podcasting and discover how you can turn your passion into profit.
I don't think, can I edit this? Can I add some more samples? I'm going to try the Panphonic poem one more time as an MP3, which means I'll need like GarageBand for that. I don't think that sounds like me at all. I don't think, maybe I overemphasized the New York accent too much, right? Because usually I don't have that turned on. If I have it turned on, I'd read the poem like this. The pleasure of Sean's company is what I enjoy most. He put a tack on Miss Yancey's chair. I don't say chair like that. He put a tack on Miss Yancey's chair when she called him a horrible boy. At the end of the month, he was flinging 2 kittens across the width of the room. I count on his schemes to show me a way now of getting away from my gloom. That's like my accent, more or less, when it's on. I'll get really upset. I'll be like, I asked him the other day if he was coming over here. But like usually it's on this low burn. So maybe I will drop the New York descriptor, right? And I'll just let it figure out what my voice sounds like. Okay. Test. Okay. The pleasure of Sean's company is what I most enjoy. He put a tack on Miss Yancey's chair when she called him a horrible boy. At the end of the month, he was flinging 2 kittens across the width of the room. I count on his schemes to show me a way now of getting away from my gloom. All right, so we'll try that instead. Give it a couple of, similar, I guess, samples. But like the samples I uploaded are good, right? They're me talking off the cuff, etc., etc. Let's go. Maybe I can go into like miscellaneous podcasts, and there's other stuff I'm talking about. None of these will be if we sort them by size. Maybe part of the problem is I uploaded a bunch of sponsor spots, and so I start everything off with this episode is brought to you by, right? Which is like, I don't know. This is a real quick. Try some of these. Like, it definitely has me saying podcast a lot, and I don't think I say it the way they said it, podcast. I don't hit my O's like that. Podcast. Oh, these are all M4As. Okay. This podcast is brought to you by. Definitely not. All right. Well, there's some more, I suppose. Some more samples. I'm going to drop this. Late 30s, straight white male, slight New York accent may be affected by living in Scranton and near Philadelphia. Can't spell Philadelphia. All right. Now let's see what happens. It probably excels. This could be, right? I know what I sound like in my head. Maybe it sounds the same to certain people, but I really don't think that's what I sound like. So let's try this again. Generate.
Welcome to The Profitable Podcaster, the show where we explore the strategies and tools that can help you automate your podcasting workflows, monetize your content, and grow your audience. I'm your host, Joe Casabona, and I've been a podcaster for over a decade. Join me as we dive into the world of podcasting and discover how you can turn your passion into profit.
Okay. Let's try this. We're gonna change the model one more time. I am going to upload my How I Built It intro, and then I'm going to have it read the How I Built It intro as well, is what I'll do. Oh, which I think I've already uploaded this. So now we'll open Descript. Thanks everybody who just joined. If you are joining us, say hello. Let me know where you're coming from. I am currently mad at an AI model for making me not sound like myself. Okay, so How I Built It. Here we go. I'm going to have it read the same exact text from a sample I uploaded. Okay. It has this text or this sample.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to How I Built It, the podcast where you get free coaching calls from successful creators. Each week, you get actionable advice on how you can build a better creator business to increase revenue and establish yourself as an authority in your field. I'm your host, Joe Casabona. Hey, everybody, and welcome to How I Built It, the podcast where you get free coaching calls from successful creators. Each week, you get actionable advice on how you can build a better...
Okay, so far, I'm not impressed. I think the people who are impressed just really want to be impressed.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to How I Built It, the podcast where you get free coaching calls from successful creators. Each week, you get actionable advice on how you can build a better creator business to increase revenue and establish yourself as an authority in your field. I'm your host, Joe Casabona.
I'm sure this is improving, right? It's probably fine. It's great for what it is. Maybe I just have a super high standard because it's my voice and I know what it sounds like. But I'm not impressed by this at all. I don't think, like, there was a LinkedIn post where someone said, like, "Oh, this is I'm going to be able to replace blah blah blah." You will not. I mean, it won't be good. Sure, you can replace it, but it's not going to be good. Adam Farley is saying that sounded just like me. The first one. Adam, I'm sorry I missed your comments. That sounded just like me. Okay, is it me? This is me right now? Do I just not know what I sound like? This is crazy. I wish your comments came. I'm sorry I missed your comments. AJ Morris coming in saying, okay, so a couple people are coming in now with comments. What watch strap am I wearing? This watch strap is from Nomadic. It's either from Nomadic or Nomad Goods. I think it's Nomad Goods. I'll bring it up for you while I contemplate what Adam has said. Adam is saying it was spot on. I'm like floored by this. I can't even. I am using the Sport Band from Nomad. Currently, it is sadly back ordered. The orange one is back ordered. The electric blue is also back ordered. I saw this. I have my green screen turned on. Oh, this is probably. Hold on, I'm an idiot. Is what's happening here. Okay, now you're probably seeing the right color, right? Because if I green screen this, it looks super weird. But this is what I'm wearing. This is the Sport Band Electric Blue from put it in the chat. Okay, this is wild. So even though I can hear my voice in my own head, and like have heard it in videos, I just don't perceive my voice that way. So Adam is saying it was spot on. AJ is saying, I agree with Adam. I heard it and took a look and you weren't speaking, but I was hearing your voice. This is incredibly interesting to me. Also, I have learned that the count in Ecamm Live does not include the people watching on LinkedIn. So I'm sorry I missed your comments, folks. Okay. So, all right. So here's what I'm going to do now then. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to refresh this. We'll set to the default. I'm going to generate this. And you know what?
Hey, everybody, and welcome to How I Built It.
This is crazy. So I have like a little bit, not like a lisp. It's not a lisp, but it's like a little like thing. I guess I just did it right there. I'm gonna. Hey, when you're done at the dentist, if you decide to get coffee, I'm interested.
Hey, when you're done at the dentist, if you decided to get coffee, I'm interested. Hey, when you're done at the dentist, if you decide to get coffee, I'm interested.
Whoa.
Hey, when you're done at the dentist, if you decide to get coffee, I'm interested.
All right. I'm going to send this to my wife. Just see what she says. Coffee request. She's at the dentist with 3 children now, so she's going to be like, you are a idiot. What are you doing to me? Forgot the text was up on the screen. I'm going to send it to one more person who hears me speak all the time. And see what he thinks. Man, I'm like shook. I am shook right now. The pacing on that. Okay, so AJ saying the pacing on that one doesn't feel like knowing me, but it's pretty close. Yeah, I think this is maybe the tough thing, right? Because like even some of the stuff I'm reading, I know I would say it differently, and I guess I'm counting like cadence in like does it sound like me, right? But like, if I run this one again. Hey, when you're done at the dentist, if you decide to get coffee, I'm interested. Hey, when you're done at the dentist, if you decide to get coffee, I'm interested. Is it kind of how I would say that? Like in the for the people who can't see the comments. Let's see. I agree, pretty close. You seem agitated and aggressive there in your request for coffee. I thought he was pissed. In the like the way I say it or the way the AI is saying it. Like I might not stop at Northern Lights with you for that coffee request. Northern Lights. Adam, Northern Lights is the number one place that recognizes my accent. Like they would not, when I would stop there every morning to get coffee before going to the U, they would not serve it to me unless I used my accent. So I'd walk in and I'd be like, hey, how you doing? Can I get a small black coffee? And if I didn't say it just like that, they'd be like, I'm sorry. What did you say? What are you saying? You need to say it your way. So I miss that. I miss that, and I miss a Dezo. Scranton was like, it was a weird place for like really cool things. That and Big House Tobacco Outlet, my favorite cigar shop of all time. Well, now I miss Scranton. Okay, so I'm excited to see what my wife says about this. Does that sound like me? So I texted Brian Richards, AJ, whom you know, because we talk every week. 85% for sure. Man, I guess I'm just off. I guess I'm going to quit podcasting. I'll just write scripts and send it to ElevenLabs. How about that? Man, that is I don't know how to feel about that. I was trying to decide if it was you or a clip from a piece of pop culture I should recognize. That is an AI generated voice from ElevenLabs. Well, I have a lot to think about, I guess. This is interesting. So I think where this would most come in handy, right, is not necessarily recording full episodes, right? But if I mess up, I like messed up the name of a sponsor once because they and a competitor had very similar names. It was a WordPress plugin. And I think I said like the automation plugin for WordPress, and it was like the automator plugin for WordPress. And I did use Descript's overdub feature, which has a much bigger sample, right? So like I guess if I go into Descript, so this is an old episode. Sorry if you can't really see that. Let's find a darker background so the Descript stands out a little bit more. Okay, there we go. So I'll just. You asked me my philosophy. I did write. Oh well, that's not a good. Let's just try this one, right? So let's say. So if you're executing a lot more 1 month, you can upgrade. Okay. So let's say I want to replace this sentence. Let's listen to it one more time. So if you're executing a lot more 1 month, you can upgrade and add 1,000 more operations if you need. It's a real. Okay. Overdub. Joe. If you need. All right, so I changed that slightly. It's going to take a minute to generate. So I guess we can kind of compare and contrast between ElevenLabs. Those as you go. And then we can see what the overdub comes up with. Okay, so here we go. Ready? Pay for those as you go. So if you gibber a lot more in 1 month, you can upgrade and add operations in increments of 1,000 if you need. It's a really. So if you gibber a lot more in 1 month, you can upgrade and add operations in increments of 1,000 if you need. It's a really. So that's okay, right? I mean bumping up right next to. It's a. What I actually said, right? It's very obvious things change as you go. So if you gibber a lot. But that's true of any ADR, right? If you don't do it the right way in the right environment on the right day, and you're listening, right? Adam, I know you're you do a lot of music. Maybe you could tell when something is ADR'd, which means, that it's a pickup that's put in later, right? So if you mess up a script or you want to insert some audio in between two thoughts, like a clarifying thought, that's called ADR in movies and in commercials and things like that. So if you see the camera weirdly cut away from somebody while they're in the middle of a sentence, that could be ADR, because they wanted to change the line or something like that, and they didn't want to obviously they couldn't reshoot the whole thing, so they have the actor come in and just record the line and then do some trickery in the editing, right? The same thing will happen in tutorial videos, right? If I mess up a script, you throw in B-roll or something like that. Yeah, Adam saying, oh yeah, for sure, recording the first verse on day 1 versus going back to verse 2 or bridge 2 weeks later. Yeah, right. It's you're gonna need to edit a lot, and if you were stuffy that day, I don't envy editors who have to do that. It's very seldom for LinkedIn Learning that I'll have to record a pickup. A pickup well after the day I recorded, right? So usually I try to record my entire course in a day, send it off to the editors, and then it'll go through edit and QA. And if I need to change something, then I will record new stuff on that day, on the following day, or whatever, whenever they tell me. That could be weeks later. It's very rare I have to do that, but I don't envy the LinkedIn Learning editors for trying to get it to matchy match. Okay, well, this has been illuminating for me. In the remaining time, I do want to show you in the remaining time, I did want to show CastMagic, which is, much like all of these AI tools, like mostly good, and you need some tweaks. So the cool thing about CastMagic is that it will take an episode, create the transcript, but then it will also generate AI content for you. So it'll take the transcript, it will come up with titles, it will come up with keywords, it'll give you an introduction, right? So maybe you record the full thing and you haven't recorded the bumpers yet. It will give you some time-stamped overviews. Let's see, Adam. Someone's saying Welp is trying to give me. It's time for me to give it a try. I missed. Oh, maybe you deleted that, and I just saw the notification. So sorry. It'll come up with time-stamped overviews, questions that are answered in the content, which is neat, I think. Key topics and bullet points. So this is for the episode that just came out. And then it'll have like actual clips from the like audio clips from the episode. It'll give you a reel script, a LinkedIn post, a newsletter, and a Twitter thread. In the first iteration of this, it really thought I talked a lot about Hazel. Which I talked about Hazel, but I don't think I talked about it any more than any of the other tools. But they also give you like 3 options, right? So social media for writer for podcasts here to give you the gist of an exciting new podcast episode. Like this just feels very robotic and not like, I mean, obviously I just started using this tool. Maybe it will learn how I speak and my cadence, but probably not. And then like, I really don't like that it keeps referring to me as the speaker. I think it should assume, or at least I should be able to tell it to assume first person, because what I've been doing, right, is taking like this content. So I'll copy this and then I'll put it into Raycast AI, which is just, I think it's just ChatGPT. Reword this in the first person. So then it takes it, I share how I use Siri shortcuts to streamline. So like, yeah, I mean, I talk about shortcuts a lot, but again, I don't think I talk about it. I think I talk about Make the most, make.com, formerly Integromat. And it doesn't even mention it here. So, that's kind of interesting. I also uploaded like the pro version. So I think I probably include some members only stuff here, but it is a really interesting tool that at the very least will give me a jump off point for sharing some of these things on social media. And that was a solo episode too. So I'm really curious to see what it does with my next interview episode, but it's pretty cool. It's called CastMagic.io. It's a AppSumo deal right now, where, you're saving like some obnoxious amount of money. I'm always like really suspect of AppSumo deals. I know some people who like swear by them, right? Like they always look for the alternative for like the popular tool in AppSumo. I very rarely have used my AppSumo deals, but this one looks good. So it's I think it's usually like $30 a month, but you can get I did 3 codes for $117, and then you get a bunch of minutes and number of episodes, and supports multiple shows. The limit here, right? And this is such a lifetime deal complaint. But some people are like, how do I stack more than 3? And they're like, well, we can't do that. And they're like, you should do that. If you're using a tool that much, just pay for the damn thing. Like if the tool is that useful to you, then just pay the full pricing. Right? 200 minutes, 500 minutes. So if you need 1,500 minutes per month and multiple shows, you should really pay the money. Right? Because like, I mean, geez, I don't even, I just paid I paid $117 once for what is the $99 a month plan. So anyway, that's CastMagic. Really interesting. If you have any more questions, I'll stick around for a couple of minutes. Let me know, and I will answer them to the best of my abilities. Or maybe I'll have ElevenLabs answer them. One question I got around podcasting this morning was, should I? They basically said like someone wants to charge me to come on their podcast. So here's how ElevenLabs Joe would sound answering that question.
Percentages mean nothing. I'd want to see download numbers and justification for why they charge people to be on the show. I'd say something like this. If you're going to charge me a fee, can you explain to me the service you're offering? How wide is your reach, and what kind of ROI can I expect to get back? As most podcast guest appearances are free, I'm inclined to think this is just a money-making scheme for you.
That's what I advise saying. I'm very direct when I think someone's trying to screw me. Honestly, it's gotten me in some trouble, but served me well most of the time. Okay, I don't see any more questions coming in, so we are going to call it. Thank you to everybody who joined in, and for those who commented in the chat. Adam, I think the chat's frozen here. Hold on, let me go back. I might be missing questions. Dumb. It's in the chat, Adam. Yeah, this is weird. I'm seeing notifications, but I'm not seeing the actual chats show up. So sorry if you have I'm missing like the Northern Light comments now. So I don't know what's happening here. Anyway, thanks so much to everybody watching. I'm sorry if I missed your comments. Send me a message on LinkedIn. If you're watching on LinkedIn, or send me a tweet on Twitter. And I will answer it to the best of my ability, or I'll send you a voice clip from ElevenLabs. All right. Thanks so much. Be sure to check out podcastworkflows.com. I'm really excited about this new newsletter, doing deep dives on how popular podcasters publish their show. And until next time, get out there and build something.